Hello, my name is Katie Barnes, and this is International Studies 322, Module 7, Global Environmental Ethics. Today I'm going to be presenting on the principle of the responsibility to protect and how it ties in with global environmental protection in general. In my presentation, I'm going to cover the responsibility to protect and what it is, how it works, its history, and how global environmental protection is related to it. I am also going to give an example of an event that had a devastating impact on both humanity and the environment, and the ways that the principle relates to it, and how it could have helped had it been around during that time. So before we get started with this presentation, I just want to let you know that this is the 5th video I've recorded. I record the first part and then I stop and go back and look at it, and no matter how hard I try to look exciting or excited, I guess, once I start to actually go over the information of my presentation, I just get this really, really, really bored expression on my face, and I promise I'm not bored or trying to be rude or anything. I've tried to, look more exciting, but it's just not working. So that's my disclaimer for you. So once I start getting a look on my face, just kind of ignore it and go along with it. So, all right, the responsibility to protect. So basically, the responsibility to protect is a set of principles that was set up by the United Nations in 2005. It consists of a set of rules, basic responsibilities, as stated in the name, for states and the international community in general. The basic functions are to prevent occurrences such as genocide, ethnic cleansing, war crimes, crimes against humanity, terrorism, and things like that. So according to responsibilitytoprotect.org, the September 11th terrorist attacks in 2001 really brought this issue to the table and started to bring it more into the political and public eye, even though it had kind of already been in the both eyes for a little bit. The responsibility to protect is focused primarily on prevention of these crimes. So it really uses preventative methods instead of like fixing methods. But it does state that if and when, because we all know that these crimes will occur, it's the state's responsibility to step in and stop them, and if they fail to do so, then it's the international community's responsibility. So, I mean, the best way I think of that is siblings fighting and then the parents stepping in. That's just the way I think of it. So, why is it referred to as a responsibility and not a law? To answer that, the idea behind it is that protection and governance are a responsibility of a state, not a right. So each state has a moral responsibility to protect its citizens and to prevent mass harm, or any harm really, from befalling them. And if a state fails to do this or harms its own citizens, like a corrupt government, civil war, things like that, then it is the responsibility of the international community to step in and take action to help out said citizens. And because the prevention of violence is the ultimate goal of the responsibility to protect, military action and force are only supposed to be used as a last resort if all other possible ways have failed. So they're really trying to prevent these actions from happening and not have to use force. So the history. As I previously stated, it was established by the United Nations in 2005 as a response to several horrific events, including the genocide in Rwanda in 1994 and the September 11th terrorist attacks in 2001. At the 2005 United Nations World Summit, the proposal for the responsibility to protect was brought to the table and established. The main reason the international community was included in this proposal was because it was brought to the attention that not all states take care of their citizens. Obviously, that's a huge problem, and therefore sometimes require outside peacekeeping. There is a little bit of debate on when is it right to step in and when should people stay out of it, but that's for another topic. The original document of the responsibility to protect listed on paragraphs 138 and 139 of the outcome of the 2005 United Nations World Summit reads as follows. So paragraph 138. Each individual state has the responsibility to protect its populations from genocide, war crimes, ethnic cleansing, and crimes against humanity. This responsibility entails the prevention of such crimes, including their incitement, through appropriate and necessary means. We accept that responsibility and will act in accordance with it. The international community should, as appropriate, encourage and help states to exercise this responsibility and to support the United Nations in establishing an early warning capability. So again, preventative methods. In paragraph 139, the international community, through the United Nations, also has the responsibility to use appropriate diplomatic, humanitarian, and other peaceful means in accordance with Chapters 6 and 8 of the Charter to help protect populations from genocide, war crimes, ethnic cleansing, and crimes against humanity. In this context, we are prepared to take collective action in a timely and on a case-by-case basis, in a timely and decisive manner through the Security Council in accordance with the Charter, including Chapter 7, on a case-by-case basis and in cooperation with relevant regional organizations as appropriate, should peaceful means be inadequate and national authorities manifestly fail to protect their populations from genocide, war crimes, ethnic cleansing, and crimes against humanity. We stress the need for the General Assembly to continue consideration of the responsibility to protect populations from genocide, war crimes, ethnic cleansing, and crimes against humanity, and its implications, bearing in mind the principles of the Charter and international law. We also intend to commit ourselves, as necessary and appropriate, to helping states build capacity to protect their populations from genocide, war crimes, ethnic cleansing, and crimes against humanity, and to assisting those which are under stress before crisis and conflict break out. So basically, this states that their full intention is to use preventative methods, once again, and to use peaceful methods in order to prevent these things from happening. So how does the responsibility to protect tie in with global environmental protection? One way is that it does not, this is kind of a controversy that I came across. It does not state environmental disasters as a reason for interventions, and because of this, states are not required, at least within this principle, to take preventative actions for natural disasters, like taking care of the environment. We as humans sometimes feel as though our needs come before the needs of everything else, which in turn causes us to harm our environment. On the other hand, because war and violence, usually result in environmental damage, and the responsibility to protect seeks to prevent these crimes, it does in a way help with global environmental protection. Another argument is that if we as humans cannot respect each other and prevent harm from befalling us, we will also be less likely to respect our environment and to prevent harm from befalling it as well. Sorry, someone walked in there. So some obvious examples of environmental harm that go hand in hand with these crimes include damages from bombs, human migration of prisoners or refugees, a disregard for the environment in times of survival, and damage caused by the military in extreme cases when they have to intervene. These damages can include pollution from vehicles, damage to the environment through force, and just overusing resources. So if the responsibility to protect can help prevent these crimes, then it will in turn help prevent the environmental damage that comes with these crimes too. So for my example, I chose kind of an obvious one, but also kind of a touchy subject one. So one example that I thought of that not only caused mass damage to humanity, but also caused damage to the environment, if you think about it, was the Holocaust, obviously during World War II. I'm not going to go into extreme detail on the ways the Holocaust harmed the environment, since it clearly did far more damage on humanity. But between gas chambers, crematoriums, migration with the marches, the use of materials to build the camps and ghettos, the trains running, and the force used by the military to reach the camps and the opposing forces attempting to stop the rescues, a significant amount of environmental harm did occur, like pollution, erosion, and deforestation, just for some examples. And so, again, because the responsibility to protect aims to prevent these occurrences, it also kind of transitively protects the environment from the damage caused by these crimes. So, in conclusion, the principle of responsibility to protect was established by the United Nations in 2005 as a reaction to major international crimes. Because it focuses on preventing violence, which can often lead to environmental damage, it can also be seen as a preventative method for damage to humanity and the environment. So my question that I'm going to leave for you today is, how do you think the responsibility to protect could better serve global environmental protection? And do you think it should even include environmental protection or focus only on prevention of crimes against humanity? I'm going to keep my opinion to myself, except for in the discussion. And thank you for watching my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. And thank you very much. Bye.